your assignment starts from topic number 3, and there are 5 components or 5 subtopics under topic number 3. Okay, so and because of that, for if you refer to the notes, okay, which I uploaded on your OL, okay, I said 1 to 2 questions each for each subtopic. So in the case of topic number, of course, you want to provide more notes and questions, okay, to the more the better for your marks, okay. But for shorter topic like topic number 4, for example, there are only 3 items, right? 4.1, 4.2, 4.3. Okay, and topic 5 you have more, but sometimes although you see quite a number of subtopics, for example, in topic 5, but it doesn't mean that you need to have a separate question for each and every one, or because sometimes you cannot have one specific question for one subtopic, because this is just an introduction, and then the questions may only be relevant when you reach topic number 5 or subtopic number 6, for example. Okay, so but I think I just want to standardize for all of the topics, regardless how many subtopics you have. For example, topic number 4 is quite short. You only have 3 subtopics. Okay, so if you follow the instructions here, meaning you're going to have a maximum of 6 questions. So I think that is quite too little, okay, for a group of 5. So we're gonna make it standard. Okay, I will change this and upload again the revised, but I think I just want to let you know. Okay, so 1 to 2 questions for each subtopic. Okay, so here it will be minimum of I think, because there are 5 of you, right, in each group. Okay, except I think the last 2 groups. Okay, I think there's only 4 of you, right? Okay, 4. Yeah, I think 4 of you. Okay, so minimum we make it 10 questions. Okay, so sorry, 10 10 sorry. Okay, so minimum 10 questions for each subtopic. So I think because I provide you quite with plenty of ebooks, okay, for each, for your assignment. So I think finding questions shouldn't be that difficult for each topic. Okay, so for example, in topic number 4, for example, okay, you only have 3 subtopics. So if you make only 6 questions, I think it's a bit too little, okay, to discuss. But for the notes, okay, so the number of questions only apply for the for item number 2, meaning in part 1, in the first part, you're going to provide example with solutions. So this one is, I don't put any minimum number of notes or how many examples you should provide. Okay, but the idea is that the first part contribute 10% and the second part contribute 5%. Okay, so and the question that you want to provide for the second part, okay, 1 to 2 questions. I think for long topic like for like metrics, for example, and even differentiation, okay, you shouldn't have problem to, because there are plenty of questions that you can take from many of the ebooks that I provide. Okay, except maybe for topic number 4 because it's a short topic, but you can repeat similar question, or you can even modify. I think this is something that I did not tell you before. Okay, so for example, if you refer to the notes, okay, from part 1, okay, and you find that you cannot find any better example, okay, you can create your own question based, meaning that you can modify certain numbers. You can follow the same idea that you get from the notes, okay, from the solutions, and you can create your own question. Using very similar style of notes from that you do for topic for the first part. Okay, and then just change the numbers, the percentages, the values, okay, and try to solve for that particular question. I mean, that is if you cannot find any question from your book, but I don't think you should have problem finding questions, okay, because I think so far I've given you quite a number of ebooks, okay, in your OL, okay. I think the first three, and then Tan textbook, and then the latest one I gave you two books, okay, Hausler and Jax, and also by Bali, okay. So I think the combination of these more than 6 ebooks, okay, you shouldn't have problem to find questions for. So I think okay. So this is the changes, okay. So for the first assignment, I think you shouldn't have problem to get 10 questions for each. I mean, for topic number 3, right? Okay, because there's plenty of questions that you can get. Okay, but I think my concern is more on topic number 4. There are only 3 subtopics. Okay, but the rest of because your assignment will be for topic number 3, 4, 5, and 6. So for the rest of for topic 5 and 6, you shouldn't have problem to get 10 questions, because this is a big topic and there's plenty of questions and examples from the ebooks. Okay. As I mentioned, if you are stuck in finding good questions or economic questions, applied economic questions, so you can use the example that you provide in part 1, okay, and then you can modify, but you need to note in your assignment that this question is just note there that the question is based on modification from the notes, okay, so that because I did mention that you need to put the reference, okay, page number, source material, okay. But if you really cannot find any good applied economic questions for your for that particular topic, okay, which I don't think you will have problem finding. But if that is the case, okay, you can modify from the notes, okay, create your own numbers and provide the solutions in the questions. Any comment or anything that you are not clear on this latest instruction? Anyone? You all tengah tidur ke apa? Are you all sleeping? Oh, okay. Okay, so this 10 10 questions for each topic. Okay, so of course your assignment 1 start from topic number 3. Okay, and for topic number 4, there's only 3 subtopics, but I still insist on 10 questions and solutions. Okay, this one is only relevant or applied for the second section. Okay, whereby you need to provide the questions with the solutions, okay, based on the subtopic. But in the case of topic number 3, where you only have 3 subtopics, so you can make like 3 questions, 3, 3, 4, okay, 4, 3, 3, whatever, okay. But if you want to provide more, but stick to the page limit, okay. I only request up to 20 pages long, okay. So when you cut and paste from the book, okay, make sure that you don't make it too small, or don't cut and paste so that the image become too big, okay. But as long as if you were to learn this, because one thing that you need to realize, okay, learning online the way that we are doing right now requires more self-learning on your side, okay. In fact, being an undergraduate student, it's not like in the secondary school or matriculation, or even at STPM, where the notes will be provided, everything will be spoon-fed, okay. But and the nature of self-learning, I think, is more important now with the WebEx, with the online learning, okay. So I think I spoke to one of my colleagues, other lecturers, and they said they only conduct the lecture, depending on the topics. Sometimes they only conduct like maximum 1 hour or 45 minutes, and the rest, the lecturer provides some YouTube video links, okay, and then so the student are expected to learn this that particular topic on their own, okay, because that is the nature of our learning technique right now, okay. So I will re-upload this part, okay, minimum 20 questions for each topic, which it applies for the second section for the question and solutions. Okay, so again, okay, I said that will be combination of theoretical and applied, but I would like to see more applied questions, okay, because that is how you can actually understand the application of mathematics in economics, okay. So that's why I think if you see, I don't really cover too much on the TAN textbook, okay, as far as topic number 2 is concerned. Okay, because topic number 3, we're gonna start discussing and use your assignments as part of the teaching materials. But so the idea is that when you do the assignment, you already self-learn. Okay, you learn certain topics, you try to figure out what are the solutions. Because I believe most of the topics, except maybe the higher at the end of the syllabus, where you don't, maybe you have not learned this before, or you have poor understanding on the concept of differentiation. But for most part, okay, okay, I don't think you should have any big problem. You can always ask your friends or anyone that have learned this thing before. Okay, so we're gonna start with our lecture for today. So basically, we're gonna continue from where we stopped. Okay, if the assignment exceeds 20 pages, mark will be deducted. I mean, uh, uh, the idea of keeping the page limit, okay, is that you need to decide, okay, what is, I mean, if you got so many materials, have so many notes, so many questions, so you need to decide what is the best one that you want to present, because that is the purpose of having word limit, rather than you have the freedom to provide as many as possible, okay, because so I think that is why I stick to the page limit. But if you were to exceed, I mean, keep it like maximum 1 or 2 pages extra, okay, because as I mentioned, when you cut and paste, okay, you can make it smaller, the page that you copy and paste, depends on how you provide, I mean, how you present your notes, okay. You can make it, you can split your pages into 2, depending, I mean, at the end of the day, is the overall presentation of your notes, okay. If you can make it within the 20-page limit, I think that should be more than sufficient. So you need to decide what materials or what notes, what question that you want to keep, okay, because sometimes less is better, okay. uh, so that is on the page limit, okay. Okay, so the last class on Wednesday, okay, we did discuss on quadratic equations from the TAN textbook, okay. So I'm just following some of the items. Take notes from PowerPoint. I mean, you can use whatever materials that you can use, because you can even use whatever books which is not even in the list of your OL. I mean, I only provide materials for you. I mean, it's not that it's limited to what I provided to you. Okay, you can take whatever sources that you can find from the internet, but if you do provide notes that is not part from the one that I've provided, so you need to attach them together with your assignment. Okay, put it in a zip file and attach as a one folder that contain also the extracts or materials that where your assignment is based from. Okay, but if your notes are taken from the books that I've provided in the OL, okay, so just mention which book and the rest, okay. But if you take then the notes that I provided, so you need to provide the material as well, okay, in your final submission. Okay, so once you submit, the submission is final, meaning you cannot take back, can you resubmit? So So that is so if you create your own question, what we need to put for the reference. So I mean, you can just state on top of the question, you know, that the question is based on which book, or you modify the question from which page number. Okay, so so at least I know that, you know, that, so that is the how you create your own question. But I mean, let's try to minimize creating your own question, because I feel that the books that I provided, you know, have more than enough questions for you to use. Okay, but if you cannot find that, use that as your last resort. Okay, your last option lah. Okay, so the last part in topic number 2 in your syllabus, or chapter 1 in the time textbook, is on inequalities. Okay, so I will not go through this, the use of this diagram here, okay, to show the inequalities. Okay, because I mean, I'm more interested on the application here. Okay, but the word inequalities, I think you should, I mean, you are familiar with the sign more than, more or equals to, less than or less or equals to sign. Okay, so in mathematics or in economics, when you use the symbol more than, for example, more than 3, meaning 3 is not included. Okay, so meaning higher than 3 is 4 and above. Okay, or if you want to be, I mean, if your number is not in like 1, 2, 3, 4, so it could be in decimal places. So more than 3 means 3.1, 3.2 and above. Okay, so meaning that 3 is not included. But if you put more or equals to, meaning 3 is part of the solution. Okay, so I think in the case of principle of economics, even micro or macro, you don't really see the use of these inequalities. But if you take the basic statistics, okay, pengantar stats or basic statistics in economics, how many of you are taking this semester? Basic statistics in economics, pengantar statistics economy. How many of you are taking the subject? Come on. Why you all very quiet today? Tengah tidur ke apa?
Doctor, I'm not taking.
So meaning you're gonna take in your second sem, is it?
Maybe I will take next semester.
Okay. So I'm sure some of you are taking this semester, because the paper has no prerequisite, meaning some of you take this semester, some of you might take next semester, but usually in the first year you wanna, because that paper is the prerequisite for you to take economic mathematics. I think is there's a I mean, you can check your you can check your course outline. I mean your program book. Okay, but I think basic statistics, you must pass the paper for you to take another paper. Okay, so but in basic statistics, okay, the inequality sign that you see here will be very common in that subject. Okay, but in our subject, for, I mean, at least for principle of economics, microeconomics, or even macro, okay, you don't really see the use of greater or less, or I mean, under the topic of inequalities. Okay, but next semester you're gonna see a lot of this in your basic statistics, and it makes a lot of difference between greater than, or greater and equals to, or vice versa, less than, or less and equals to, because in the calculation in that particular subject, okay, I mean, you need to know, I mean, if you are given, or if you are given a scenario where you need to calculate the probabilities when it is more than, it is not the same, of course, when it is greater or equals to, okay, in certain topics. Okay, so why is it important that we so how do we actually apply the concept of inequalities? So the example which is highlighted in the 10 textbook here, okay, basically you are given one particular equation, okay, and in economics, of course, negative number is not really. I mean, you don't really use negative number. I mean, in many cases, except for certain indicators like inflation. Yes, you can have negative inflation. Okay, but for GDP, for example, or time, number of months, number of years, we don't use negative numbers. Okay, so that's why when you apply the concept of inequalities, okay, even though your solution you might get one positive number, one negative number, but for the case, so you need to refer to the case whether in that particular scenario is negative number logical or not. If that negative is not logical or is not possible for you to use a negative number in that particular case, so so your solution will only use positive number instead. Okay, so here what you see here in the concept of inequalities, basically this is a quadratic function. So you need to find the time t. Okay, even before you calculate the value of how many years, okay, that the country will exceed 58 billion GDP. Okay, so even the time cannot be negative, right? So when you solve for equation, a quadratic equation, so in some cases, I mean, like in this case, I think this is quite simple, right? You are given, of course, you need to construct from this statement here. So I think this is very straightforward. You are given the function, and then calculate when the will be equal or exceed. So this indicate the sign of greater or equals to. Okay, greater and equals to. Okay, equal or exceed. So the word or mean you will include 58 as well. Okay, in the, or mean you are using the sign greater and more than. I mean, more and equal, more or equals to 58. Okay. So when you solve for this, okay, you bring 58 to the left. Okay. 50 minus 58, you get negative 8. And then when you bring this to the left, this part you get 0 lah. Okay. So I think this is okay. It's similar to when you put equal to sign. Okay. But in the concept of inequalities, you're gonna use the symbol greater, less, greater or more, and less or equals to. Okay, so this is similar to what you've seen in the previous subtopic under quadratic equation, but we expand into the concept of inequalities. Okay, and then you solve your quadratic using factorization. You get t plus 4 and t minus 2. Okay, so when you solve t plus 4 and t minus 2, meaning that one t plus 4 equal to 0, therefore t equals to negative 4, and the other one t minus 2 equal to 0, therefore t equals to 2. So meaning you got two solution. One is negative 4, another one is 2. So of course you will omit, or you will not use t equals to negative 4, because we don't take negative years, right? So so that's why the answer is t equals to 2 years from now. Okay, so I think this is a very simple example from your slide here. Okay, so okay, and then for this next example, I don't want to discuss, because I think it's not really on the economics punya, on the economics example. Okay, so we're gonna use the book by Jax. Okay, for the next example. Yeah, this one. Okay, so again, this is under topic inequalities. Okay, so of course when you learn inequalities in your mathematics the most basic function, you're gonna use this diagram here. Okay, but I'm not going through that too much into detail. So what we're gonna apply is basically straight application. Okay, so here is a bit more difficult for you to construct because you're not given directly the function, but you need to create the function based on the information given here. Okay, so if you look at this example on page 52 from the Jack's, okay, Ian Jack's textbook. Okay, so you are given a scenario where the department has a budget of 25,000 to spend. So basically, this is the concept of budget constraint. Okay, if you learn, I mean, I'm sure you are many of you are taking, or even all of you are taking, principle of economics, right? This semester. Okay, so you in the principle of economics textbook topic. Okay, I'm just showing you what you will learn. I think this coming week or even next week. I think. Okay, on the topic of principle of economics. Okay, under the subtopic of this one, budget line constraint. Okay, so when you learn this topic, okay, you're gonna apply the concept of constraint or budget. Okay, you are as a consumer or as an individual, you are given a limited income. I mean, limited money, for example, whatever scholarship money or your pocket money that your parents give to you. So, given that limited money, so how much? How many items can you buy? How many product X and Y can you buy? Okay, depending on the budget that you are given. Okay, so this example here, of course, it is not at the consumer level, but at the firm's level. But again, you will see something similar in your still in your principle of economics syllabus. Under topic number, so I'm just showing you this one so that you know that when you learn this topic, okay, you can at least appreciate why you learn the mathematics in my class, okay, and how you can actually understand the concept of this under the concept of cost. Yeah, this one. I think it should be under the production. Yeah, I think it should be somewhere here on the concept of cost. Okay, so you're gonna look at the concept of budget constraint also from the firm's point of view. Okay, so it is quite similar to what the example I've highlighted here in the Ian Jack's textbook. Okay, so the company has a budget of 25,000 to spend on training and laptops. Okay, and the training costs $700 and laptops 1,200. Okay, so the department trains employees and buy. So the symbol for training is E, and the symbol for laptop is L. It's like X and Y. Write down the inequality for E and L. Okay, so you can see immediately from the solution here. Okay, the company has write down the inequality, meaning a maximum budget of 25,000. So I think 700E, okay, plus 1,200 L. 1,200 is the price of laptop. It cannot exceed. So meaning that your inequality should take the form of less or equals to. Okay, because what if you put the symbol less than, meaning not the less or equals to. Okay, because meaning that is wrong, because less than meaning 25,000 is not included. It should be less than 25,000, meaning 25,000 something. Okay, but you can spend all of the money, meaning the combination of both of these should exceed 25,000. So meaning you can reach up to 25,000, but not more. So the inequality should be less or equals to. Okay. Okay, so I think this is a simple example, but illustrate the idea of constraint. Okay, because the topic of inequalities basically is about constraint. Okay, how much can you go beyond, or whether you can go less than that. Okay, so in the case of a firm like this, okay, you have limited budget of 25,000 to be spent on two items or two things, training and laptops. Okay, so it shouldn't exceed 25,000. So it should be less or equal than 25,000. Okay, so B is just a simple substitution, meaning you are given if 12 employees attend, how many laptops could be bought. So you replace E into 12, okay, meaning then you can solve for how many N. So L is less or not more than 13 over 5 over 6. So meaning because this is referring to the number of unit laptop, so you need to take only the absolute value. So so meaning that you're going to ignore the fraction 5 over 6. So not only take the 13. Okay. So I think this example is again a simple depiction of how inequalities can be applied. Okay. So again, okay, in your principle of economics or even microeconomics, okay, this concept will be very much relevant to you because you are as a consumer, you have limited budget, okay, or limited income. So and how much that you can spend is basically based on is constrained by your income, and the same thing as firm is based on the firm budget as well, okay, the firm's capital. So that is the concept of inequalities that I want to highlight here. Okay, so you may find this application of inequalities in your subsequent in your assignments. So, okay, any questions so far?
No question.
Uh, let me see. Okay. Okay. Before I proceed, okay, on next this coming Tuesday, okay, this coming Tuesday at what time? Okay, this coming Tuesday from 3 to 4. Okay, because I'm sure all of you don't have classes at 3 to 4, right? I will send the link later, but the dean actually wants the participation from the students to join the WebEx session. Okay, it is organized by our school, and the host, I mean the speaker, will be the deputy I mean the director of Bank Negara Malaysia, or Central Bank of Malaysia. So it is a prominent. He is a prominent speaker. Okay. So the dean wants the participation from the student. Okay, and attendance, or yeah, it's through WebEx. Okay. I mean I will but the link. I mean, yeah, they only share the stuff. I mean the link to the stuff, but the dean wants the student to join as well. So if everything, but the time is from 3 to 4 on Tuesday, meaning 2 days from now. Okay, and you don't have classes at Tuesday, right? Okay, it's only for, I think, only for one hour. So because the speaker is a deputy director from Bank Negara, or Central Bank of Malaysia. So a very highly reputable speaker. Okay. Uh, let me Okay, let me share my screen now. Okay, can you see the screen now? Okay, so this is
Yes, we can see.
okay, so it will be from 3 to 4 on Tuesday. Okay, so this is the Deputy Director of Central Bank of Malaysia. So it's very relevant to you know, we as you know, you all as economic students, you know, studying economics. So Central Bank of, I mean, the any issue or any policies by the central bank will affect, you know, everyone in the country, and especially for when you learn micro or especially on macroeconomics, okay, later in your principle of economics syllabus, you're going to learn on the monetary policy, fiscal policy set by the government, especially from the central bank on the monetary policy. So you know, it's just 1 hour session. So I will provide you with the you know, with the actual link, and see how because the dean wants, you know, participation from the students, and I'm not sure how the attendance will be, so will be taken. Okay, but marks, I mean, the dean wants to award marks based on your attendance as well. So I'm not sure how that will be done, but okay, I will update you all with the link. I mean, worst case scenario, you can just, you know, I mean, you don't need to sit in front of your laptop. Okay, you can just leave the laptop on or use your, even your smartphone to join WebEx. And while doing nothing, you can just listen to what the speaker has to say. Okay, so at least one thing that when you join, the number of the participants will show on the screen. So, you know, when we invite speaker, someone as prominent as this guy, so when he sees that there's a lot of students, I mean, not students, but a lot of participants, you know, attending the WebEx. So it shows support for the program, not only to the school but to the speaker as well. Okay, so when we organize a program like this, you know, one of the indication of success is how many participants we can attract, okay, to join the session. So I wish, I mean, I want every one of you, I mean, hopefully, not just this class but also my other classes as well. Okay, because it doesn't cost you anything, it's just 1 hour. So you know, no need to sit in front of the laptop, you can just leave the laptop on, or you're using your smartphone. Okay, so that will be good already. Okay. Okay. Any final question? We're gonna finish our class early today. Okay, because I'm sure you got your other. I mean, you want to finish up with your assignment. Okay, so I will update the assignment deadline. Okay, as I mentioned, I will bring it forward by 1 day. Meaning now the deadline will be on the 30th of October. Okay, because our class is on Sunday, right? Sunday morning. So I need 1 day, I know 1 day at least for me to go through your assignments and then try to pick up certain parts from your assignment to prepare to make it as a quick note for our lecture on that next Sunday. Okay, so um, and any questions that you wish to add?
Yes, doctor.
Can you resend back the answer from questions time textbook? Which one? I mean isn't it in your OL? The answers to notes?
Can we take notice the slides you give the NOL, Nanny?
You mean what? You mean the certain page number is missing, is it? 867, 868. I'm looking at the file right now, so I'm not sure which one are you referring to as missing, because anyone got other problems from the Tan textbook? I mean, you can refer to the original one which I uploaded, you know, the one exercise from topic 3. If you send the assignments earlier, okay, I mean, of course, I will not examine or check your assignment in detail. I mean, like once, there are also some students who ask me to look. I just comment on the overall layout of the assignment. Okay, so because if I check now, then it is unfair for other groups as well. Okay, so I mean, my comment is basically a general comment on the look of your assignment, that how you want to present your answers, your notes, make it interesting. But I think, that's why we have 4 assignments, and I'll see how you perform on the first one. Okay, don't be too don't set the bar too high, meaning I don't expect that the quality of your assignment should be like, like the book that you, like a standard textbook, okay? But as long as you can show that you are putting efforts to make the notes as easily understood and follow. Okay, so and if you need to explain a little bit on whatever questions that you the solutions or whatever, if you feel that it's necessary, then just provide. I don't put any strict guideline. The idea is just not to exceed 20 pages as much as possible, and then consists of 2 parts, part 1 and part 2. Okay, I will re-upload the full textbook, okay, on your OL. Okay, the one without the, and so you can refer to the solutions directly from the ebook then. Okay, so okay, so I give you the flexibility of creating your own notes, okay, and even choosing your own questions. So if you feel that the question is a bit too easy, or don't choose question which is out of the syllabus. Meaning, if you feel that certain parts you don't even understand what it means, or for example, like under the topic of monopoly, for example, okay, monopoly or oligopoly, which is, of course, you're going to learn this in your principle of economics and macroeconomics. But even that, if that topic is a bit too difficult to understand, okay, choose questions or topic which is more general, okay? For example, like demand and supply, cost, rather than going too much, too specific, okay? But as long as you feel that you can understand the application of the question, I'm more than, it should be okay, okay? So my role, if you want to give me a look, okay, I will just basically even open from my own smartphone. I don't have so I will just comment on the general layout, things to improve, for example. Okay, but once you click submit, okay, so please make sure that that is your final version. It's not that if you provide the answers wrong, okay, you will not, that, because this is not like exam, because wrong meaning you got no marks at all. But even during exam, if you provide the steps correctly, so if the final answer is wrong, but you still get marks for the working, meaning for the steps that you show. But of course, given there are 5 of you in one group and you can discuss the solutions before you even submit, I think try to avoid providing wrong answers or solutions for any question that you decide to put on your notes and your questions. Okay, so I will re-upload the TAN textbook, okay, on your OL soon, okay, and also the WebEx recording for today. Okay, so we'll end now, okay, so you can get back to your assignments. Okay, so If you want to, I mean, don't need to wait until the 30th of October to submit. You can submit earlier than that. Okay, so as long as you feel everything is okay, and then you can have, you know, few days of extra time to start with your second assignment, and okay, and do whatever. I mean, of course, this is not the only assignment that you have. Okay, so okay, also on the WebEx session on Tuesday 3 p.m. Okay, I will share you the link when everything is up, when everything is set. Okay, so thank you for today. Okay, so